Good evening, and thank you for joining us. We come to you from the Carlisle Theater in the heart of downtown Carlisle, PA, for our next installment of Players on High's 2021 radio season. This performance is completely free and features the local and regional vocal talents of actors you know and love. Directed by Jennifer Workman, Foley and sound engineering by Michael Grisemer, and sound design by Catie Moe. For more offerings from the theater, please visit www.carlisletheater.org and visit our Facebook and Instagram. Sit back, relax, and enjoy our September radio production of Dear Brutus by J.M. Barrie.
Go on, Cody. Lead the way.
Oh dear, I don't see why I should go first.
The nicest always goes first.
It's a strange house if I'm the nicest.
It is a strange house.
Down with you, Mrs. Cody. Make way for the second nicest.
Oh, I suppose that means I'm the nastiest.
Don't shut the door. I can't see where the switch is.
Over here. We mustn't waste another moment. We are all agreed, aren't we?
Now is the time?
Yes, now if at all. But should we?
Certainly, and at once before the men come in.
You don't think we should wait for the men? They are quite as much in it as we are.
Lob would be with them. If the thing is to be done, it should be now.
Is it quite fair to Lob? After all, he is our host.
Of course it isn't fair to him. But let's do it, Cody.
Yes, let's do it.
Mrs. Dearth is doing it.
Of course I am. The men are not coming, are they?
No. Your husband is having another glass of port.
I'm sure he is. One of you ring, please.
Poor matey.
He richly deserves what he is about to get.
He's coming. Well, don't all stand huddled together like conspirators.
It's what we are.
You rang, ladies?
Matey, I wish this telegram sent.
Very good, ma'am. The village post office closed at 8, but if it is important...
It is, and you are so clever, matey. I'm sure you can persuade them to oblige you.
Oh, well, I will see it to myself, madam. You can depend on its going.
Thank you. Better read it, matey, to be sure that you can make it out.
Very good, ma'am. Oh, ma'am.
Aloud.
To police station, Great Comedy. Send officer first thing tomorrow morning to arrest matey, butler for theft of rings.
Yes, that's quite right.
My lady.
Shouldn't we say how many rings?
Yes, put in the number of rings, matey.
May I tear this up, ma'am?
Certainly not.
I told you from the first that he was the culprit. I am never mistaken in faces, and I see broad arrows all over yours, matey.
It's deeply regretted.
I'm sure it is.
We may as well tell him that it isn't our rings we are worrying about. They are just a means to an end, matey.
Precisely. In other words, that telegram goes unless...
Unless
you could tell us instantly what peculiarity it is that all we ladies have in common.
Not only the ladies, the gentlemen as well. All Lob's guests in this house.
We have been here a week, and we find that when he invited us, he knew all so little that we began to wonder why he asked us. And now, from word he has let drop, we know that we were invited because of something he thinks we have in common.
But he won't say what it is.
And we can't sleep at night, matey, until we find out.
And we are sure you know, and if you don't tell us, quod.
I don't know what you mean, ladies.
Oh, yes, you do.
You must admit that your master is a very strange person.
Well, he is a little odd, ma'am. That's why everybody calls him just Lob, not Mr. Lob.
He
is so odd that it has got on my nerves that we have been invited here for some sort of horrid experiment. You look as if you thought so too.
Oh, no, miss. You shouldn't have come, ladies. You didn't ought to have come.
Shouldn't have come? Now, my man, what do you mean by that?
Nothing, my lady. I just mean, why did you come if you are the kind he thinks?
The kind he thinks?
What kind does he think? Now we're getting at it.
I haven't a notion, ma'am.
Then it isn't necessarily our virtue that makes Lob interested in us.
No, my lady. Oh, no, my lady.
And yet, you know, he's rather lovable.
He is, ma'am. He's the most lovable old devil I ever... I beg your pardon, my lady.
And yet it's true. I have seen him among his flowers, petting them, talking to them, coaxing them till they simply had to grow.
It certainly is a divine garden.
How lovely it is in the moonlight. Roses, roses all the way. It is like a hat I had once when I was young.
Lob is such an amazing gardener. I believe he could even grow hats.
He's a wonderful gardener, but is one sure that that is nice at his age? What is his age, man?
He won't tell, my lady. I think he's frightened that the police would step in if they knew how old he is. They do say in the village that they remember him 70 years ago, looking just as he does today.
Rubbish.
Yes, ma'am, but there are his razors.
Razors?
You won't know about razors, my lady, not being married as yet. Excuse me, but a married lady can tell a man's age by the number of his razors. If you saw his razors, there's a little world of them, from patents of the present day back to implements so horrible you can picture them with him as... You can picture him with them in his hand, scraping his way through the ages.
Ages? You amuse one to an extent. Was he ever married?
He is quite forgotten, my lady. How long ago is it since Merry England?
Oh, in Queen Elizabeth's time, wasn't it?
He says he's all that's left of Merry England. That little man.
Fiddle-dee-dee.
Lob. I think there is a famous cricketer called Lob.
Wasn't there a Lob in Shakespeare? No, of course, I'm thinking of Robin Goodfellow.
The names are so alike.
Robin Goodfellow was Puck.
That's what was in my head. Lob was another name for Puck.
Well, he's certainly rather like what Puck might have grown into if he had forgotten to die. And, by the way, I remember now, he does call the flowers by the old And, by the way, I remember now, he does call his flowers by the old Elizabethan names.
He always calls the nightingale Philomel, miss, if that is of any help.
None whatever. Tell me this. Did he specially ask you all for Midsummer Week?
He did.
Yes.
He would.
What do you mean?
He always likes them to be here on Midsummer Night, ma'am.
Them? Whom?
Them who have that in common.
What can it be?
I don't know.
I hope we are all nice women. We don't know each other very well. Does anything startling happen at these times?
I don't know.
Why, I believe this is Midsummer Eve.
Yes, miss, so it is. The villagers know it. They're all inside their houses tonight, with the doors barred.
Because of... Oh, him?
He frightens them. There are stories.
What alarms them? Tell us, or...
I know nothing for certain, ma'am. I've never done it myself. He's wanted me to, but I wouldn't.
Done what?
Ma'am, please, don't ask me. Be merciful to me, ma'am. I'm not bad, naturally. It was just going into service that did it for me. The accident of being flung among bad companions. It's touch and go how the poor turn out in this world. All depends on your taking the right or the wrong turning.
I dare say that's true.
When I was young, Ma'am, I was offered a clerkship in the city. If I had taken it, there wouldn't be an honester man alive today. I would give the world to be able to begin over again.
It is very sad, Mrs. Dirth.
I'm sorry for him, but still.
What do you say, my lady?
As you ask me, I should certainly say jail.
If you'll say no more about this, ma'am, I'll give you a tip. That's worth it.
Ah, now you're talking.
Don't listen to him.
You're the one that's hardest on me.
Yes, I flatter myself I am.
You might take a wrong turn yourself, my lady.
How dare you?
They're rising.
Very well, we agreed. If the tip is good enough.
You'll regret this.
Thank you, ma'am. It's this. I wouldn't go out tonight, if he asks you. Go into the garden, if you like. The garden's all right. I wouldn't go farther tonight.
But he never proposes for us to go farther. Why would he tonight?
I don't know, ma'am, but don't any of you go. Except you, my lady. I should like you to go.
Hello.
Is that all, ma'am?
I suppose so.
Thank you.
You should have sent that telegram off.
You are sure you have told us all you know, matey?
Yes, miss. Above all, ladies, I wouldn't go into the wood.
The wood? Why, there is no wood within 12 miles of here.
No, ma'am, but all the same, I wouldn't go into it, ladies. Not if I was you.
That's ridiculous.
Here's Lob.
Standing, dear lady. Pray be seated. Oh,
Oh,
no,
thank
not
you.
that one. Not that one.
Oh.
That's mine.
Oh, my...
Oh, no,
My
that's
goodness.
that's for the dog. No, no.
You monkey!
Oh, quite a flirtation, isn't it?
Hope you've been missing us. You're sure you don't mind my smoke?
You know we like it, Mr. Cody. Is my husband still sampling the port, Mr. Purdy?
You know, I believe he is. Are the ladies willing, Cody?
I hadn't told them. The fact is, I'm not sure whether it would tire my wife too much. Do you feel equal to a little exertion, Cody, tonight, or is your foot troubling you?
Oh, no, Cody. I have been resting it.
That's right. There. Don't disturb it for a while, as we're going out for a walk presently.
Yes, let's go into the garden.
Oh, no, not the garden tonight. We are going farther afield. We have an adventure on for tonight.
Oh?
Get thick shoes and a wrap, Mrs. Dirth. Indeed, all of you.
Where do you propose to take us?
To find a mysterious wood.
Wood?
Wood. Is it your fun, Mr. Purdy? You know quite well that there are not any trees for miles around. You said yourself that it is the one blot on this landscape.
On ordinary occasions. But allow me to point out to you, Miss Joanna, that this is Midsummer Eve.
Tell them what you told us, Lob.
Oh, it's all nonsense, of course. Just foolish talk of the villagers. They say that on Midsummer's Eve there's a strange wood in this part of the country.
Where?
That is one of its most charming features. It is never twice in the same place, apparently. It has been seen on different parts of the Downs and on more common. Once it was close to Radley village, and another time about a mile from the sea. Ooh, a sporting wood.
Lob is anxious we should all go and look for it?
Oh, no. Lob's the only skeptic in the house. Says it's all rubbish and we'll be sillies if we go. But we believe, eh, Purdy?
Rather.
And just wasting the evening. Let's have a round game at cards here instead.
No, sir, I am going to find that wood.
What's the good of it when it's found?
We shall wander in it deliciously, listening to a new sort of bird called the philomel.
Ah!
All together?
No, in pairs.
I I think it would be rather fun. Come on, Cody, I'll lace your boots for you. I'm sure your poor foot will carry you nicely.
Miss Child, wait a moment. Lob has this wonderful wood. Any special properties?
Oh, pooh! There's no wood.
You've never seen it?
Not I. Don't believe in it.
Have any of the villagers ever been in it?
So it's said, so it's said.
What did they say were their experiences?
That isn't known. They never came back.
Never came back?
Absurd, of course. You see, in the morning, the wood was gone, and so they were gone too.
Oh, you know, I don't think I like this wood.
It certainly is Midsummer Eve.
Of course, if you ladies are against it, we'll drop the idea. It was only a bit of fun.
Better give it up. To please Lob.
Oh, all right. Lob, what about that game of cards?
Yes, yes.
I wanted you to go. I had set my heart on you going. It's the thing I wanted, and if it isn't good for me not to get the thing I want.
Good gracious! He wanted it all the time. You wicked Lob.
Now you see there is something in it.
Nonsense, Mrs. Dearth. It's all a joke.
Don't cry, Lobby.
Nobody cares for me. Nobody loves me. And I need to be loved.
Oh, yes, yes, we do. We all love you. Nice Lobby.
Dear Lob, I'm so fond of you.
Dry his eyes with my own handkerchief.
Don't pamper him.
I need to be pampered.
You funny little man. Let us go at once and look for this wood.
Yes, let's.
Rather. Shoes, cloaks, and hats forward. Come on, Lady Caroline, just to show you're not afraid of Matey.
I'm not scared of Matey. I don't want to go.
Oh, poor bruised ones. Oh, it was I who hurt you. Lob is so sorry. Lie there. Oh, pretty. Let me see where you have the pain. Oh, you fell on your head. Oh, is this the place? Oh, now I make it better. Oh, you little rascal. You are not hurt at all. You just pretend. Oh, dear, sweetheart, don't cry. Oh, you are now the prettier than ever. You were too tall. Oh, how beautiful you smell now that you are so small. Oh, drink. Oh, now you are all happy again. The little rascal smiles. All smiles, please, and nod heads. Aha. You love Lob, and Lob loves you.
What were you saying to them, Lob?
I was saying, 2's company, 3's none.
That man, he suspects.
Oh, who minds him? Joanna.
And Mabel, she saw you kiss my hand. I can't quite make her out. She was so deadly quiet about it. Oh, Jack, if Mabel suspected...
There's nothing for her to suspect.
No, there isn't, is there? Oh, Jack, I'm not doing anything wrong, am I?
You?
Mabel is your wife, Jack. I should hate myself so if I did anything that was disloyal to her.
Oh, those eyes could never be disloyal. My lady of the nut-brown eyes.
Oh, Jack, all I want is to help you. And her.
I know. How well I know, my dear brave love.
I'm very fond of Mabel, Jack. I should like to be the very best friend she has in the world.
You are, dearest. No woman ever had a better friend.
And yet, I don't think she really likes me. I wonder why.
It's just that Mabel doesn't understand. Nothing would make me say a word against my wife.
Oh, I wouldn't listen to you if it did.
I love you all the more, dear, for saying that. But Mabel is a cold nature, and she doesn't understand.
Oh, she doesn't appreciate your finer qualities.
That's it. I often think, Joanna, that I am rather like a flower that has never had the sun to shine on it, nor the rain to water it.
Oh, you almost break my heart.
I suppose there is no more lonely man than I walking the earth today.
It's so mournful.
It is the thought of you that sustains me. You shine above me like a star.
Oh, no. No, I wish I was wonderful, but I'm not.
But you've made me a better man, Joanna.
I'm so proud to think that.
You've made me kinder to Mabel.
Oh, I'm sure you are always kind to her.
Yes, I hope so, but I think now of special little ways of giving her pleasure. That never-to-be-forgotten day when we first met, you and I.
Oh, that tragic, lovely day by the weir. Oh, Jack.
Do you know how in gratitude I spent the rest of that day?
Tell me.
I read to Mabel aloud for an hour. And I did it to her out of kindness, because I had met you.
Oh, it was dear of you.
And do you remember that first time my arms, your waist? You are so fluid, Joanna. I gave her a ruby bracelet for that.
Oh, it is a gem. You have given that lucky woman many lovely things.
It's my invariable custom to go straight off and buy her something whenever you have been sympathetic to me. Those new earrings of hers, they are in memory of the first day you called me Jack. And her gown, the one with the beads, was because you let me kiss you.
Well, I didn't exactly let you.
No, but you have such a dear way of giving in.
Jack, she hasn't worn that gown of late.
Nor the jewels either. I think she has some sort of idea now that when I give her anything nice, it means that you have been nice to me. She has rather a suspicious nature, Mabel. She never used to have it, but it seems to be growing on her. I wonder why. I wonder why, Joanna.
Who was that?
No, there's no one.
No, yes, there was. Oh, if it were Mabel. Oh, Jack, if she saw us, she will think you were kissing me.
Oh, no.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you, Jack, but please wait a moment before you kiss her again. Excuse me, Joanna. I don't want the others to see. They mightn't understand how noble you are, Jack. You can go on now.
How extraordinary. Oh, how contemptible. Mabel.
Did you call me, Joanna?
I insist on an explanation. What are you doing out there, Mabel?
I was looking for something I have lost.
Anything important?
I used to fancy it, Jack. It is my husband's love. You don't happen to have picked it up, Joanna. If you don't value it very much, I should like it back. The pieces, I mean.
Mabel, I will not be talked to that in that way. To imply that your husband... Oh, shame.
I must say, Mabel, that I am a little disappointed in you. I certainly understood that you had gone upstairs to put on your boots.
Poor old Jack. A woman like that.
I forgive you, Mabel. You will be sorry for this afterwards.
Not a word against Joanna, Mabel. If you knew how nobly she has spoken of you...
Oh, she does know. She's been listening.
Oh.
This is a man's business. I must be open with you, Mabel. It is the manlier way. If you wish it, I shall always be true to you in word and deed. It is your right. But I cannot pretend that Joanna is not the one woman in the world for me. If I had met her before you, that's fate, I suppose.
Oh, too late, too late.
I suppose you never knew what true love was till you met her, Jack.
You force me to say it. Joanna and I are as one person. We have not a thought at variance. We are one rather than two.
Yes, and that's the one. I'm so sorry to have marred your lives.
Oh, if any blame there is, it is all mine. She is as spotless as the driven snow. The minute I mentioned love to her, she told me to desist.
Not she.
So you were listening. Mabel, don't you see how splendid he is?
Not quite, Joanna.
How fine of you, Jack, to take it all upon yourself.
It is the man's privilege.
Mabel has such a horrid way of seeming to put people in the wrong.
Have you noticed that? Poor Mabel. It's not an enviable quality.
I don't think I care to go out now. She spoilt it all. She has taken the innocence out of it, Jack.
Oh, you'll come, dear. Surely. And we'll give the others the slip.
Oh, if we do, Mabel will say we did it intentionally.
We must be brave and not mind her. Oh, Joanna, if we had met in time, if only I could begin again. To be doomed forever just because I once took the wrong turning. Ugh, it isn't fair.
The wrong turning? Now, who was saying that just a moment ago about himself? Why, it was Matey.
Is that her come back again? Oh, it's too bad. Oh, it's you, Mrs. Dearth.
Yes, it is, but thank you for telling me, Mr. Purdy. I don't intrude, do I?
Why should you?
Oh, rather not. We were hoping it would be you. I can't think what has become of the others. We've been looking around for them everywhere.
Yes.
Well, do go on looking. Under that flower pot would be a good place. It's my husband I am in search of.
Shall I rout him out of the dining room?
How too unutterably kind of you, Mr. Purdy. I hate to trouble you, but it would be the sort of service one never forgets.
You know, I believe you're chaffing me.
No, I am incapable of that.
I won't be a moment.
Miss Trout and I will await your return with ill-concealed impatience. Yes, I suppose you're right. I dare say I am.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought I heard you say that hateful Dearth woman coming butting in whether she's not wanted.
Well, you certainly have good ears.
Yes, they have always been admired.
By the painters for whom you sat when you were an artist model.
So, that has leaked out, has it?
I shouldn't have said that.
Do you think I care whether you know or not?
I'm sure you don't. Still, it was cattish of me.
It was.
I don't see it.
I'm uncommon flattered that you should want me, Alice. It takes me quite aback.
It isn't your company I want, Will.
You know, I felt that Purdy must have delivered your message wrongly.
It is something to do with Lob. I want you to come with us on this mysterious walk and keep an eye on him.
On poor little Lob? Oh, surely not.
I can't make the man out. I want you to tell me something. When he invited us here, do you think it was you or me he especially wanted?
Oh, you. He made no bones about it. Said there was something about you that made him want uncommonly to have you down here.
Will, try to remember this. Did he ask us for any particular time?
Yes. He was particular about it being Midsummer Week.
Ah, I thought so. Did he say what it was about me that made him want to have me here in the Midsummer Week?
No, but I presumed it must be your fascination.
Nonsense. Well, I want you to come out with us tonight and watch him.
And spy on my host? And such a harmless little chap, too? No, excuse me, Alice. Besides, I have an engagement.
An engagement? With the port decanter, I suppose.
A good guess, but wrong. The decanter's now but an empty shell. Still, how you know me? My engagement is with a quiet cigar in the garden.
Your hand is so unsteady you won't be able to light the match.
I shall just manage.
A nice hand for an artist.
Well, one would scarcely call me an artist nowadays.
Not so far as any work is concerned.
Not so far as having any more petty dreams to paint is concerned. Wonder why I've become such a waster, Alice.
I suppose it was always in you.
I suppose so. And yet I was rather a good sort in the day when I went courting you.
Yes, I thought so. Unlucky days for me, as it's turned out.
Yes, and a bad job for you. I didn't know I was the wrong one at the time. Thought quite well of myself. Thought a vast deal more about you. How I used to leap up out of bed at 6 a.m., all agog to be at my easel. Blood run through these veins in those days. And now, I'm a middle-aged and done for. Funny. Don't know how it's come about, nor what had made the music mute. Alice, when did you begin to despise me?
When I got to know you really, Will. A long time ago.
Yes, I think that's true. It was a long time ago, and before I had begun to despise myself. It wasn't till I knew you had no opinion of me that I began to go downhill. You'll grant me that, won't you? And that I did try for a bit to fight on. If you had cared for me, I wouldn't have come this way, surely.
Well, I found I didn't care for you, and I wasn't hypocrite enough to pretend I did. That's blunt, but you used to admire my bluntness.
The bluntness of you. The adorable wildness of you, you untamed thing. There were never any shades in you. You could only love or hate. Kiss or kill was your motto, Alice. I felt from the first moment I saw you that you would either love me or knife me.
I didn't knife you.
No. I suppose that was where you made the mistake. It's hard on you, old lady. But I suppose it's too late to try to patch things up, Alice.
Let's be honest. It's too late, Will.
Well, but perhaps if we had children. Ah, pity.
A blessing, I should think, seeing what sort of father they would have had.
I dare say you're right. Well, Alice, I know that somehow it's my fault, and I'm sorry for you.
I'm sorry for myself. If I hadn't married you, what a different woman I should be. What a fool I was.
Ah, 3 things, they say, come not back to man nor woman. The spoken word, the past life, and the neglected opportunity. I wonder if we should make any more of them, Alice, if they did come back to us.
You wouldn't.
I guess you're right.
But
I dare say it would have been a boon for you. But I hope it's not the Honorable Freddie Finch fellow you would have put in my place. I know he's been following you about again.
He followed me about, as you put it, before I knew you. I don't know why I quarreled with him.
Well, your heart told you that he was no good.
My heart told me that you were. So it wasn't much of a service to me, my heart.
Well, Freddie Finch fellow is a rotter, Alice.
You certainly are an authority on the subject.
Oh, you have me there. Poor old Alice. After which brief but pleasant little connubial chat, he pursued his dishonored way into the garden.
Well, here we are.
Okay,
We're ready.
Oh, good.
Come on.
Are you not coming, Mr. Durf?
Alas, unavoidably detained. You'll find me in the garden when you come back.
Oh, if we ever do come back.
Precisely. Should we never meet again, Alice, fare thee well. Purdy, if you should find the tree of knowledge in the wood, bring me back an apple.
I promise.
Don't speak so loud. Matey might hear you.
Matey, that man again. What difference would that make, Lob?
He would probably take me off to bed. It's past my time.
You know, old fellow, you make it very difficult for us to embark upon this adventure in the proper eerie spirit.
I'm for the garden.
How now, Dirth?
What is it we get in that wood, Lob?
Ah, he won't tell us that.
Come on.
Tell us first.
They say that in the wood you get what nearly everybody here is looking for. A second chance.
That's what we all have in common.
You know, I've often thought, Cody, that if I had a second chance, I could be a useful man instead of just a lazy one.
A second chance?
And chance.
Come on.
Well, stop. Well, why not go this way?
Matey!
Oh!
Poor matey!
Anyone ready to risk it?
Well, of course, there's nothing in it. It's just,
Of course. Going out, Purdy?
well, perhaps not this time.
Second chance.
All right. I'll be back in a moment. Probably.
He doesn't come back.
It's horrible. I'm going to my room. Come, dear.
Yes. Yes.
Oh!
Mabel!
You'll have to go now, Mr. Purdy.
Joanna?
All right.
Oh.
Oh, my.
That's enough. Don't go, Mrs. Death. Stay with me. You'll catch it if you go.
A second chance. Oh!
One would like to know. Oh!
Cody!
Right there. Coming.
It's past your bedtime, sir. Say goodnight to the ladies and come along.
Matey, look!
Great heavens! It's true then.
Yes, but I wasn't sure. Out you go.
Ah!
Oh, hello there, and welcome to the woods. Seated together on the swath over there are a pair whom we have known in different conditions. We don't yet see who the man is. He is lying on his back with a handkerchief over his face and his head on the lady's lap. He is dressed in a motor coat, rather loudly, in a manner of an affluent city man. The lady is Lady Caroline Laney, in an elegant country attire, suggestive of motoring. Her manner is quite changed. She neither draws her words nor calls herself a person. She is rather jolly. We are to discover that the second chance has converted these two into man and wife.
Isn't it a lovely night, Jim? Listen to Philomel. It's saying that it is lately married. So are we, you ducky thing. I feel, Jim, that I am Rosalind, and that you are my Orlando.
What do you say I am, Caroline?
My own one. Don't you think it would be fun if we were to write poems about each other and pin them on the tree trunks?
Poems? I never knew such a lass for high-flown language.
Your lass, dearest, Jim's lass.
And don't you forget it.
What were you to do if I were to forget it, Great Bear?
Take a stick to you.
I love to hear you talk like that. It's so virile. I always knew that it was a husband I needed.
It's what you all need.
It is, you knowing wretch.
Listen, Caroline. That's what gets the ladies.
How much have you made this week, you wonderful man?
Another 500 or so. That's all. Just 500 or so.
My dear golden fetter, listen to him. Kiss my fetter, Jim.
Wait till I light this.
Oh, let me light the darling match.
Tidy-looking petite corona this. There was a time when one of that sort would have run away with 2 days of my screw.
How I should have loved, Jim, to know you when you were poor. Fancy your having once been a clerk.
We all have our beginning. But it wouldn't have mattered how I began, Caroline. I would have come to the top just the same. I'm a climber. There's nails in my boots for the parties beneath me. Boots. I tell you, if I had been a bootmaker, I would have been the first bootmaker in London.
I'm sure you would, Jim. But would you have made the best boots?
Very good, Caroline. That's the neatest thing I've heard you say. But it's late. We had best be strolling back to our roles.
I do hope the ground wasn't damp.
Don't matter if it was. I was laying on your rug. Who's the mournful party?
I wonder, sir, whether you happen to have seen my husband. I have lost him in the wood. Oh.
We are strangers in these parts ourselves, missus. Have we passed anyone, Caroline?
Should we have noticed, dear? Might it be the old gent over there?
Is that him?
Oh, no. My husband is quite young.
Seems a merry old cock. Hi, sir. Evening to you, sir. Do you happen to have seen a young gentleman in the wood lately, all by himself and looking for his wife?
Can't say I have.
He isn't necessarily by himself, and I don't know that he's looking for me. There may be a young lady with him.
Oh ho!
What do you mean by oh ho?
Pooh, if you like that better.
Now. Your manners, Caroline.
Would he be singing or dancing?
Oh, no. At least I hope not.
Hope not. Odd. Then I'm not likely to notice him, but if I do, what name shall I say?
Purdy. I am Mrs. Purdy.
I'll try to keep a lookout, and if I see him. But I'm rather occupied at present.
I'm sorry I troubled you. I see him now.
Is he alone? I see he isn't.
Caroline, no awkward questions. Evening, missus, and I hope you'll get him to go along with you quietly. Look at the old codger dancing.
It's all right. She's gone. Now, will you, please do?
No, and no. I don't know you nearly well enough for that. Besides, what would your wife say? I shall begin to think you are a very dreadful man, Mr. Purdy.
Surely you might call me Jack by this time?
Only if you are very good, Jack.
Oh, if only Joanna were more like you.
Like me? You mean her face? Well, if it's not precisely pretty, it's a good face. I don't mind her face at all. I'm glad you've such a dependable little wife, Jack.
Thanks.
No, you stand over there and behave. What would Joanna have said if she had seen you just now?
A wife should be incapable of jealousy.
Joanna jealous? But has she any reasons? Jack, tell me, who is the woman?
Shall I, Mabel? Shall I?
I can't think who she is. Have I ever seen her?
Every time you look in a mirror.
How odd. Jack, that can't be. When I look in the mirror, I only see myself.
How adorably innocent you are, Mabel. Joanna would have guessed at once.
I believe... Oh, Jack.
Shall I tell you now? The old story?
What's that?
Oh, it's only that robin. Shall I tell you?
I don't know. I'm not sure, Jack. Try not to say it, but if you feel you must, say it in such a way that it would not hurt the feelings of Joanna if she happened to be passing by, as she nearly always is.
Well, I'd rather not say it at all than that way. I don't know, Mabel, whether you have noticed that I am not like other men.
Yes.
All my life I have been a soul that has had to walk alone.
Oh, how tragic.
I do so still. And then I met Joanna.
Oh,
foolishly, as now I see. I thought she would understand that I was far too deep in nature really to mean the little things I sometimes said to her.
And so you married her.
And so I married her. But still my soul walked alone.
Then you met me.
Then I met you.
Too late. Never. Forever. Forever, never. They are the saddest words in the English tongue.
At the time, I thought a still sadder word was Joanna.
What was it you saw in me that made you love me?
I think it was the feeling that you were so like myself. Mabel Purdy. Mabel Purdy. Mabel Purdy.
You're saying something to yourself, Jack. What is it? Don't keep anything from me.
I was repeating a poem, dear. It is in 2 words. Mabel Purdy.
Oh!
Mabel Purdy. If it could only be, say Mabel Purdy to me. Say it once, dear.
If I were to say it, Jack, I should be false to Joanna. And that I swear I shall never be.
Mabel?
Let us go on.
Oh, say it, Mabel, say it.
I'll whisper it. Mabel Purdy.
That's all you know, you bird.
I'm gonna win. I'm gonna beat you.
Now we're almost there.
Yes, I am gonna beat you.
Nah, it's around here somewhere. I'm sure to find it.
Daddy! Daddy, I've won! Here's the place. Crack in my eye, Tommy.
Oh, yes, that's the tree I stuck my easel under last night. Oh, and behold the blessed moon behaving more gorgeously than ever. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting, old lady, but you ought to know by now how time passes. Now, keep still while I hand you down to posterity.
She's rather pale tonight, isn't she?
Well, it comes with keeping late hours.
Daddy, watch me. Look at me. Please, sweet moon, a pleasant expression. No, not as if you were sitting for it. That's too professional. That's better. Thank you. Now, keep it. That's the sort of thing you say to them, Dad.
Oh, you're a monkey. You know I oughtn't to have brought you out so late. You should be tucked in your cozy bed at home.
With the pillows, anyhow.
Except in its proper place.
And the sheet over my face.
Where it oughtn't to be.
And Daddy tiptoeing in to take it off.
Which is more than you deserve.
Then why does he stand so long at the door? And before he's gone, she bursts out laughing, for she has been awake the whole time.
Oh, that's about it. Well, what I oughtn't to have brought you out here. Best to have the sheets over you when the moon is about. Moonlight's bad for little daughters.
Daddy, I can't sleep when the moon's at the full. She keeps calling me to get up. Perhaps I'm her daughter, too.
Yeah, do you look it tonight?
Then can't you paint me into the picture as well as Mama? You could call it a mother and daughter, or simply 2 ladies, if the moon thinks that calling me her daughter would make her seem too old.
O mater potrar villa potrere. That means, O moon, more beautiful than any 2-penny halfpenny daughter.
Daddy, do you really prefer her?
Hush. She's not a patch on you. It's the sort of thing we say to our sitters to keep them in good humor. Come here. I wish to heaven, Margaret, you and I didn't both share a fondness of apple tart. And what's this?
It's a tear.
Well, I should think it's a tear.
It was that boy at the farm. He kept calling snubs after me, but I got him down and kicked him in the stomach. He's rather a jolly boy.
Oh, ye gods, what a night.
And what a moon. Dad, she's not quite so fine as that.
Oh, shh. I've touched her up.
Dad. What a funny man. Hold me tight, Daddy. I'm frightened. I think they want to take you away from me.
Oh, who, Gosling?
I don't know. It's too lovely, Daddy. I won't be able to keep hold of it.
Well, what is?
The world. Everything. And you, Daddy, most of all. Things that are too beautiful can't last.
Now, how did you find that out?
I don't know, Daddy. Am I sometimes stranger than other people's daughters?
Well, more of a madcap, perhaps.
Do you think I am sometimes too full of gladness?
Well, you are sometimes running over with it.
To be very gay, dearest dear, is so near to being very sad.
Now, how did you find that out, child?
I don't know. From something in me that's afraid. Daddy, what is a might have been?
A might have been? Well, they're ghosts, Margaret. I dare say I might have been a great swell of a painter instead of just this uncommonly happy nobody. Or, again, I might have been a worthless, idle waster of a fellow.
You?
Well, who knows? Some little kink in me might have set me off the wrong road, and that poor soul I might so easily have been, might have had no Margaret. Well, I'm sorry for him.
And so am I. The poor old daddy wandering about the world without me.
And there are other might have beens. Lovely ones, but intangible. Shades, Margaret, made of sad folks' thoughts.
I'm so glad I'm not a shade. How awful it would be, Daddy, to wake up and find one wasn't alive.
Oh, it would, dear.
Daddy, wouldn't it be awful? I think men need daughters.
Well, they do.
Especially artists.
Especially artists.
Especially artists.
Especially artists.
Fame is not everything.
Well, fame is rot. Daughters are the thing.
Daughters are the thing.
Daughters are the thing.
I wonder if sons would be even nicer.
Nope, not a patch on daughters. The awful thing about a son is that never, at least from the day he goes to school, can you tell him that you'd rather like him. Well, by the time he's 10, you can't even take him on your knee. No, sons are not worth harvesting, Margaret. Signed, W. Duff.
But if you were a mother, Dad, I dare say he'd let you do it.
You think so?
I mean, when no one was looking. Sons are not so bad. Signed, M. Dearth. But I'm glad you prefer daughters. At what age are we nicest, Daddy? Hey, Daddy. At what age are we nicest?
Huh? Oh,
Daddy. Hey.
Oh, hold on. That's a poser. I think you were nicest when you were 2 and knew your alphabet up to G but fell over at H. No, you were best when you were 3:30, or just before you were 6. Or in the mumps years, when I asked you in the early morning how you were, and you said solemnly, "I haven't tried yet." No, I'm not sure that chicken pox don't beat mumps. Oh Lord, I've all wrong. The nicest time in a father's life is now, the year before she puts her hair up.
I suppose that is a splendid time for fathers. But there's a nicer year coming to you, Daddy. The year she does put up her hair.
Suddenly puts it up forever. You know, I'm afraid that when that day comes, I won't be able to stand it. It'll be just too exciting. My poor old heart, Margaret.
No. It will be lucky you, for it isn't to be a bit like that. I'm going to be a girl and woman day about for the first year, and you'll never know which I am until you look at my hair. And even then you won't know, for if it's down, I'll put it up. And if it's up, I'll put it down. And so my daddy will gradually get used to the idea.
I see you've been thinking it out.
I have been doing more than that. Shut your eyes, Daddy, and I will give you a glimpse into the future.
I don't know I want that. The present is just so good.
Shut your eyes at once.
Oh, no, Margaret.
Please, Daddy.
Oh, all right. They're shut.
Don't open them till I tell you. What finger is that?
Oh, the dirty one.
Daddy. Now I am putting up my hair. I've got such a darling of a mirror. It's such a darling mirror I've got, Dad. Dad, don't look. It's such a darling mirror. I'll tell you about it. It's a little pool of water. I wish we could take it home and hang it up. Of course, from the moment my hair is up, there will be other changes too. For one thing, I shall talk quite differently.
Oh, pooh. Oh, where are my matches, dear?
Top pocket, waistcoat.
Oh, you were trying to frighten me just now.
No, I am just preparing you. You see, darling, I can't call you Daddy when my hair is up. I think I shall call you parents. Parents, dear. Do you remember the days when your Margaret was a slip of a girl and sat on your knee? Oh, how foolish we were, parent, in those distant days.
No, shut up, Margaret.
Now I must be more distant to you, more like the boy who couldn't sit on your knee anymore.
Well, see here, I want to go on painting. Shall I look now?
No. I am not quite sure whether I want you to. It makes such a difference. Perhaps you won't know me. Even the pool is looking a little scared. Look, Daddy, what do you think? Will I do?
Stand still, dear, and let me look my fill. Oh, the Margaret that is to be.
You'll see me often enough, Daddy, like this. So you won't need to look your fill. You are looking as long as if this were to be the only time.
Oh, was I? Surely it can't be that.
Be gay, Dad. You will be sick of Margaret with her hair up before you're done with her.
Oh, I expect so.
Shut up, Daddy. Daddy, I know what you were thinking of. You were thinking what a handful she's going to be.
Well, I guess she is.
Daddy, now you were thinking about me being in love one day.
Oh, rot.
I won't. You know, no, never. Oh, I've quite decided, so don't be afraid, Daddy. Will you hate him at first, Daddy?
Whom?
Well, if there was.
If there was what, darling?
You know the kind of thing I mean quite well. Would you hate him at first?
I hope not. I should want to strangle him, but I won't hate him.
I would. That is to say, if I liked him.
If you liked him, how could you hate him?
For daring.
Daring what?
You know. But of course I shall have no say in the matter.
Oh, why?
You do it all. You will do it all. You do everything for me.
Oh, I can't help it.
You will even write my love letters, if I have any to write, which I won't.
Oh, surely in goodness I'll leave you alone to do that.
Not you. You'll try to, but you won't be able to.
I want you... I want you, you see, to do everything exquisitely. I wish I could leave you to do things a little more for yourself. I suppose it's owning to my having to be both father and mother. I knew nothing practically about the rearing of children. And of course, I couldn't trust you to a nurse.
Not you. So sure you could do it better yourself. That's you all over. Of course, I know you can't help it. If I ever should marry, not that I will, but if I should, will you let me be the one who says I do?
Oh, I suppose I deserve this.
Daddy, do you remember how you taught me to balance a biscuit on my nose like a puppy?
Oh, did I?
Yeah, and when you said snap, I caught it in my mouth?
Oh, horrible.
Daddy, I can do it still. Here's the last of my supper. Say snap, Daddy.
Well, not I.
Say snap, please.
No, Margaret.
Daddy.
Snap. No, let that be the last time, Margaret.
Except just once more.
No, darling.
Not now. But if I should ever have a Margaret of my own come in and see me, Daddy, in my bed and say, snap, and I'll have the biscuit ready.
All righto.
You think I'm pretty, don't you, Daddy? Whatever other people say.
Oh, not so bad.
I know I have nice ears.
Well, they're all right now, but I had to work on them for months.
You don't mean to say that you did my ears?
Well, rather.
Well, my dimple's my own, isn't it?
I'm glad you think so. I wore out the point of my little finger over that dimple.
Even my dimple? Have I anything that's really mine? A bit of my nose or anything?
Oh, when you were a baby, you had a laugh that was all your own.
Haven't I it now?
It's gone. And I'll tell you how it went. We were fishing in a stream. Well, that is to say, I was waiting, and you were sitting on my shoulders doing the fishing. We didn't catch anything. Somehow or another, can't think of how I did it. You irritated me, and I answered you sharply.
I can't believe that.
Well, yes, I did. I gave you such a shock, and for a moment, the world was no longer seemed a safe place for you. Your faith in me had always made it safe till then. You were suddenly not even sure of your bread and butter, and a frightened tear came to your eye. I was in a nice state, I can tell you.
But what has that to do with my laugh, Daddy?
The laugh that children are born with lasts just so long as they have perfect faith. To think it was I who robbed you of yours, well, I expect I'm not the only parent in that plight, though they may not remember the doing of it.
Don't, dear. I'm sure the laugh just went off with the tear to comfort it, and they have been playing about in that stream ever since. They have quite forgotten us, so why should we remember them? Shall I tell you my farthest back recollection? I remember the first time I saw the stars. I had never seen the night, and then I saw it and the stars together. Crack in my eye, Tommy, not everybody can boast such a lovely recollection for their earliest.
I was determined your earliest should be a good one.
Do you mean to say you planned it?
Rather. Most people's recollections is some trivial thing. How they cut their finger or lost a piece of string. I was resolved that my Margaret should be something bigger. I was poor, but I could give her the stars.
Oh, how you do love me, Daddy.
Yes, I do rather.
Good evening.
Good evening, Missy. Evening, mister.
Have you lost anything?
Sometimes when the tourists have had their sandwiches, there's bits left over, and they squeeze them between the roots to keep the place tidy. I'm looking for bits.
You don't tell me you're as hungry as all that.
Try me.
Daddy, that was my last biscuit.
Well, we must think of something else.
Wait a bit. We're sure to think of something. Daddy, think of something.
Your father doesn't like you to touch the likes of me.
Oh, yes, he does. And if he didn't, I'd do it all the same. This is a bit of myself, Daddy.
Well, that's all you know.
You needn't be angry with her, mister. I'm all right.
I'm not angry with her, and I'm very sorry for you.
If I had my rights, I would be as good as you, and better.
I dare say.
I've had men servants and a motor.
Well, Margaret and I never rose to that.
I've been in a taxi several times, and Dad often gets telegrams.
Margaret!
I'm sorry I boasted.
That's nothing. I have a townhouse, at least I had. At any rate, he said there was a townhouse.
Fancy his not knowing for certain.
The Honourable Mrs. Finch Fallow. That's who I am.
That's a lovely name.
Curse him.
Don't you like him?
Oh, we needn't go into these matters. I have nothing to do with your past. But I wish we had some food.
You haven't a flask?
I don't take anything myself, but let me see.
I know. You said we had 5 pounds. Would you like 5 pounds?
Darling, don't be stupid. We haven't paid our bill at the inn.
All right. I never asked you for anything.
Don't take me up that way. I've had my ups and downs too. Here's a 10 bob, and welcome.
And I have a half-crown. It's quite easy for us. Dad will be getting another 5 any day. You can't think of how exciting it is when the 5 comes in. We dance, and then we run out and buy chops.
Margaret.
It's kind of you. I'm richer this minute than I've been for many a day.
It's nothing. I'm sure you would do the same for us.
I wish I was as sure.
Of course you would. Glad to be of any help. You could get some food as quick as you can. Best of wishes, and may your luck change.
Same to you, and may yours go on.
Good night.
What's her name, mister?
Margaret.
Margaret. You draw something good out of the lucky bag when you got her, mister.
Yes.
Take care of her. They're easily lost.
Poor soul. I guess she has had a rough time, and that some man is to blame for it. Partly, at any rate. That woman affects me so, Margaret, and I don't know why. I say, Margaret, we lucky ones, let's swear to always be kind to people who are down on their luck. And then, when we're kind, let's be a little kinder.
Yes, let's.
Margaret, always feel sorry for your failures. The ones who are always failures, especially in my sort of calling. Wouldn't it be lovely to turn them on the 39th year of failures into glittering successes?
Topping.
Yes, topping.
Oh, topping. How could we do it, Daddy?
By letter. To poor old Tom Brokenheart, Top Attic, Garrett Chambers, S.E. Dear Sir, this Majesty has been graciously pleased to purchase your superb picture of Barlow Ferry.
P.S. I am sending the money in a sack so you can hear it chink.
What could we do for our friend who'd passed just now? I can't get her out of my head.
You've made me forget. Daddy, I didn't like it.
No, what is it now, dear? Didn't like what?
I didn't like her saying that about your losing me.
Oh, I'll not lose you.
It would be hard for me if you lost me, but it would be worse for my daddy. I don't know how I know that, but I know it. What would you do without me?
And now don't talk like that, dear. It's wicked and stupid and naughty. Somehow that poor woman. No, I won't paint any more tonight.
Let's get out of the wood. It frightens me.
And you loved it a moment ago. Oh, hello. I hadn't noticed there was a house there.
Nor I. Daddy, I feel sure there wasn't a house there.
Oh, goose. It's just that we didn't look. Our old way of letting the world go hang. So interested in ourselves. Nice behavior for people who had been boasting about what they would do for other people. Yeah, gives me an idea.
Let's get out of the wood.
Well, yes, but my idea first. It was to rouse those people and get food from them for our friend.
She's too far away.
Well, I can take her in a jiffy.
Don't go into that house, Daddy. I'm afraid of it. I don't know why, but I'm afraid of that house.
Oh, hold on. There's a kiss for each moment until I come back.
Blah.
Oh, naughty. Now, go stand there in the corner. Now, who has a nasty temper? All right. I shall be back before you can count to 100.
1, 2, 3, 64, 65, 66. Daddy? 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 Daddy, come back! Come back, Daddy! I don't want to be a might have been!
Oof. I rather feel like a burglar.
It's quite creepy, sweetheart.
Ah, it's extraordinary how helpless one is in a dark room.
Yes, even if you know the room, and this one being strange to us makes it worse.
Oh, 1 minute. I think I've fallen down a cellar.
Beloved, are you hurt?
Oh, how awful if Joanna were following us. Here's a switch. Ah, a pretty room. I wonder who is the owner.
There's a man.
Oh. Hello. He's asleep.
Do you know him?
Never set eyes on him before. Excuse me, sir. Hi. Darling, how extraordinary. I suppose he is the owner.
After all, Precious, have we any right to wake up a stranger just to tell him that we are runaways hiding in his house?
Well, I would think he would expect it of us. Hello. There's no budging him.
Well, at any rate, we've done the civil thing. There have evidently been people here, but they haven't drunk their coffee. Ugh, cold as a deserted egg in a bird's nest. Jack, if you were a clever detective, you could construct those people out of their deserted coffee cups. I wonder who they are and what has spirited them away.
What does it matter? There's just one cup I want to drink, and its name is Mabel.
Dear, I suppose we have run away. Jack, meaning it?
Irrevocably. Mabel, if the dog-like devotion of a lifetime... He's not shamming, is he?
Shake him again.
If the dog-like devotion of a lifetime...
Poor little Joanna. Still, if a woman will be a pendulum round a man's neck...
Do give me a chance, Mabel. If the dog-like devotion of a lifetime... You know, this is just a little too thick, Joanna.
So, sweet husband, your soul is still walking alone, is it?
Joanna, how can you sneak about in this way? Have you no pride?
Please to address me as Mrs. Purdy, ma'am. Who is this man?
We don't know. There's no waking him, but you can try if you like. It's no good.
You were saying something about the devotion of a lifetime. Please, go on.
I don't like to before you, Joanna.
Oh, don't mind me.
I should certainly like to say it.
And I shall be proud to hear it.
I should have liked to spare you this. You wouldn't put your hands over your ears.
No, sir.
Fie, Joanna. Surely a wife's natural delicacy...
As you take it in that spirit, Joanna, I can proceed with a clear conscience.
Fox.
Sneak.
If the dog-like devotion of a lifetime... Oh. I'm feeling very funny.
So am I.
I think I've been in this room before.
There's something coming rushing back to me.
I seem to know that coffee set. If I do, the lid of the milk jug is chipped.
I can't remember this man's name, but I am sure it begins with an L.
Law!
Law!
Yes!
Mabel, your dress.
Gracious! How on earth?
My dress! You were in flannels in the wood.
And so I am now. Whoa! Good heavens! What's this? Well, where did I change? The wood. Let me think. The wood. The wood, certainly, but the wood wasn't the wood.
Oh, my head's going round.
Lob's wood. I remember it all. We were here. We did go.
So we did. But how could... and where was...
And who was...
Was Lob...
And what was...
Wait, no, don't let go. Hold on to what we were doing, or we'll lose grip of ourselves. Devotion. There's something about devotion.
Yes.
Hold on to devotion. If the dog liked devotion of a lifetime...
Yes.
Which of you was I saying that to?
To me.
Are you sure?
I'm not quite sure.
Joanna, what do you think? Good heavens. Which of you is my wife?
I am. No, I'm not.
What?
It's Mabel who is your wife.
Me?
Why, of course you are, Mabel.
What? I believe I am.
But how can it be? I was running away with you.
Oh, you needn't do it now.
Why have I been making all this fuss? The wood. Hold on to the wood. It's the wood that explains it. Yes, I see the whole thing. Lob, you infernal old rascal. Let's try to think it out. Don't anyone speak for a moment. Think first. Love. Hold on to love. I say, I believe I'm not a deeply passionate chap at all. I believe I'm just a philanderer.
It's what you are. You made love to me in the wood because you thought I wasn't your wife.
Mabel, what about ourselves? I believe you and I are both cats.
Speak for yourself, Joanna.
A pair of rank sentimentalists.
That's of no importance. Just a philanderer. And if people don't change, I suppose we'll begin all over again now.
I dare say, but not with each other. I may philander again, but not with you.
Oh, John Purdy, barrister at law. The wood has taught me one thing at any rate.
What, Jack?
That it isn't accident that shapes our lives.
No, it is fate.
It's not fate either. Fate is something outside us. What really plays the dickens with us is something in ourselves. Something that would make us go on doing the same sort of fool thing, however many chances we get.
Oh, how ignominious. But I believe you're right.
Can't we guide it? Isn't that what we're here for?
I dare say, if we try hard enough. But I have, for the moment, an abominably clear perception that the likes of me never really tries. I was just being the same twaddler over again. Yes, I see it clearly now. I'll forget, I suppose, by the morning. But forgive me, Joanna. No, Mabel. Oh, I'm mixed up still.
Oh, I could forgive anybody anything tonight. It's so lovely not to be married to you, Jack.
I do feel small.
You'll soon swell up again.
Well, that's the awful thing. But at present, at any rate, I am a rug at your feet, Joanna. No. At yours, Mabel. Are you going to pick me up?
I don't know about that, Jack. To begin with, which of us is it your lonely soul is in search of?
Which of us is the fluid one, or the fluider one?
Are you and I one? Or are you and Joanna one? Or are the three of us two?
He wants you to whisper in his ear the entrancing poem, Mabel Purdy. Do it, Mabel. There will be nothing wrong in it now.
Oh, rub it in.
I understand you better now, Jack, at any rate. And when I meet Joanna's successor...
No, Mabel. There will never be another woman. I swear by all that's...
Bah! He's off again.
Oh, Lord, so I am. In my present state of depression, which won't last, I feel there's something in me that will make me go on being eternally the same ass, however many chances I get. Shakespeare knew what he was talking about. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves, that we are underlings.
For dear Brutus, we are to read Dear Audience, I suppose.
There you have it. Mabel, try to help me. If you catch me at it again, have the goodness to whisper to me in passing, Lob's Wood. That may cure me for the time being.
Perhaps I will. As long as I care to bother Jack. It depends on you how long that is to be.
Here, here. There's hope in that as well as a warning. Perhaps the wood may prove to have been useful after all. Oh, you know, we are not people worth being sorrowful about, so let's laugh.
That's queer. I thought I saw this man smile.
Stop! I forgot!
What?
We have forgotten the others. I wonder what is happening to them.
By Jove, yes. Have they changed?
I didn't see any of them in the wood, did you?
No, or perhaps we did see them without knowing. We didn't know Lob.
That's true.
I say, won't it be delicious to be here to watch the others when they come back and see them waking up or whatever it is we did?
Well, how do we know they'll come back?
Oh, we don't know. How awful.
Listen!
Shh. I distinctly hear someone on the stairs.
Matey!
I say. Don't tell him we had any odd experiences.
Yes, okay.
It's Cody!
Oh, so you're back at last. A nice house, I must say. Where's Cody?
What? Oh, did he go into the wood too?
He must have. I've been down several times to look for him.
Cody, too.
I wonder. Oh, how dreadful.
What is dreadful, Joanna?
Nothing. I was just wondering what he is doing.
Doing? What should he be doing? Did anything odd happen to you in the wood?
No.
Not at all.
No, of course not.
Nothing.
We just strolled about and came back. Have you seen Lob?
Oh, yes, he's been like that all the time. A sort of stupor, I think. And sometimes the strangest grin comes over his face.
A grin?
Just as if he were seeing amusing things in his sleep.
I dare say he is. Oughtn't we to get Matey to him?
Matey's gone too.
What?
Into the wood?
I suppose so. He's not in the house.
Matey. Oh, I wonder who's with him.
Must somebody be with him?
Oh, no, not at all.
Listen, I hope it's Cody.
Oh, I hope not.
Why, Mrs. Purdy?
Dear Mrs. Cody, whoever he is with and whatever he does, I beg of you not to be surprised. We feel that though we had no unusual experiences in the wood, others may not have been so fortunate.
Be cautious, you dear, what you say to them before they come to.
Come to? You alarm me. And Cody didn't have his muffler.
Shh. It's Matey.
Do come in.
With apologies, ladies and gents, may I ask who's host?
A very reasonable request. Third on the left.
Only to ask, sir, if you would direct me to my hotel. The gentleman seems to be reposing.
It's Lob.
What is Lob, ma'am?
Surely you haven't forgotten.
Mrs. Cody. Sir, anything we can do for you? Just give it a name.
I hope you are not alone. Do you, say, have some lady friend with you?
My wife is with me.
His wife? Oh, you have been quick.
I'm so glad. I love a bride.
I didn't know you were married.
Why should you? You talk as if you knew me.
Oh, good gracious. Do you really think I don't?
Sit down, won't you, and make yourself comfy?
Thank you, but my wife...
Yes, please bring her in. We're simply dying to make her acquaintance.
You are very good. I'm much obliged.
Can she be?
Oh, who?
But what an extraordinary wont. He doesn't seem to know who he is at all.
Don't worry about that, Cody. He will know soon enough.
And so will the little wife. By the way, whoever she is, I hope she's fond of butlers.
It's Lady Caroline!
Oh, hooray! And she was so sure she couldn't take the wrong turning.
May I present my wife, Lady Caroline Matey.
How do you do, Lady Caroline?
Lady Caroline Matey? You?
Charmed, I'm sure.
Very pleased to meet any wife of Mr. Matey.
Allow me. The Duchess of Candelabra, the ladies Helena and Matilda McNabb, and I am Justice Purdy.
How do you do? How do you do?
I have wanted so long to make your acquaintance.
Charmed.
These informal meetings are so delightful. Don't you please sit?
Yes, indeed.
And your friend by the fire?
Oh, I'll introduce you to him when you wake up. I mean, when he wakes up.
Perhaps I ought to have said that I am James Matey.
The James Matey.
A name not perhaps unknown in the world of finance.
Finance? Oh, so you did take that clerkship at the city?
I began as a clerk in the city, certainly, and I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Fancy that now. And did it save you?
Save me, madam.
Excuse us, we do ask odd questions in this house. We only mean, did that keep you honest, or are you still a pilferer?
Husband mine? What does she mean?
No offense, I mean a pilferer on a larger scale.
If you are referring to that Labrador business or the Working Woman's Bank.
Oh, you got him.
Yes, those are what I meant.
There was nothing proved.
Mabel, Jack, here's another of us. You've gone just the same way again, my friend. There's more in it, you see, than taking the wrong turning. You would always take the wrong turning. Tra-la-la.
If you are casting any aspersions on my husband, allow me to say that a prouder wife than I does not today exist.
My dear, do be careful.
So long as you are satisfied, dear Lady Caroline. But I thought you hated all men.
I beg to assure you that I adore my Jim.
Oh, Jim?
Whatever are you doing, Jim?
I don't understand it, Caroline, but somehow I feel at home with this in my hands.
Caroline!
Look at me well. Don't you remember me?
I don't remember you, but I seem to associate you with hard-boiled eggs. You like your eggs hard-boiled.
Hold on to hard-boiled eggs. She used to tip you especially to see them. Yes, that was the pocket.
Tip? James?
Tip?
Jolly old word, isn't it?
It seems to set me thinking.
Why is my work basket in this house?
You are living here, you know.
That's what a person feels. But when did I come? It's very odd, but one feels one ought to say when one did go.
You with the whoosh.
Mr. Purdy.
Mrs. Cody!
The governor.
One is in evening dress.
Oh, Moses.
You will understand clearly in a minute, Caroline. You didn't really take that clerkship, Jim. You went into domestic service. But in the essentials, you haven't altered.
I'll have my shaving water at 7:30 sharp, matey.
Very good, sir.
Sir! You! Midsummer's Eve! The wood!
Yes, hold on to the wood.
You are Lady Caroline Laney.
It's Matey, the butler.
You seem quite happy with him, you know, Lady Caroline.
We won't tell.
Caroline Matey, and I seem to like it. How horrible.
It's rather difficult to see what we should do next.
Coffee, my lady?
No.
Perhaps if I were to go downstairs.
It would be conferring a personal favor on us all.
It's all that wretched's doing.
It's Cody.
Cody! Oh, why is he so happy?
Dear, take my hand.
Pardon?
Yes, dear, hold my hand.
Why? Won't he know me?
Oh, dear. I wish Cody had not gone out.
We that have been happily married these 30 years.
May I intrude? My name is Cody. The fact is, I was playing about in the wood on a whistle, and I saw your light.
Playing about in the wood with a whistle? You?
And why not, madam?
Madam? Don't you know me?
I don't know you, but I wish I did.
Do you? Why?
If I may say so, you have a very soft, lovable face.
Who was with you playing whistles in the wood?
No one was with me.
No lady?
Certainly not. I'm a bachelor.
A bachelor?
Don't give away, dear. It might be much worse.
And you're sure you never spoke to me before? Do think.
Not to my knowledge. Never except in dreams.
Oh, what did you say to her in dreams?
I said, my dear. Odd.
Oh, the darling man.
How could you say such things to an old woman?
I didn't think of you as old. No, no. Young. With the morning dew on your face. Coming across the lawn in a black and green silk dress. And such a pretty parasol.
That was how he first met me. He used to love me in black and green, and it was a pretty parasol. Look, I'm old, so it can't be the same woman.
Old, yes, I suppose so. But it is the same soft, lovable face, and the same kind, beaming smile that children could warm their hands at.
He always liked my smile.
So do we all.
Emma!
He hasn't forgotten my name.
Oh, it's sad we didn't meet long ago. I think I've been waiting for you. I suppose we've met too late. You couldn't overlook my being an old fellow, could you? No?
Oh, how lovely. He's going to propose to her again. Cody, you happy thing. He's wanting the same soft face after 30 years.
We mustn't be too sure. I think that's it. I hope so. Perhaps I'm wrong, Joanna. What is it exactly you want, Mr. Cody?
I want to have the right to hold the parasol over you. Won't you be my wife, my dear? And so give my long dream of you a happy ending.
Kisses are not called for at our age, Cody, but here's a muffler for your old neck.
Thank you, dear. I've missed it. Why? Why? What? Who? How is this?
Oh, he's coming too.
Lob!
Oh, you've got it, old man.
Bless me, Cody! I went into that wood.
And without your muffler? What are you feeling for?
The whistle! Gone! Of course it is. It's rather a pity, but... Oh, have I been saying awful things to you?
You have been making her so proud. You had a second chance, and it's her again.
Of course it would be. But I see I was just the same nice, old, lazy Cody as before. And I had thought that if I had a second chance, I could do things. I've often said to you, Cody, that It was owing to my being cursed with a competency that I didn't write my great book. But I had no competency this time, and I haven't written a word.
Now, that needn't make you feel lonely in this house.
You seem to have been quite happy as an old bachelor, dear.
I'm surprised at myself, but I'm afraid I was.
I wonder if what it means is that you don't especially need even me. I wonder if it means that you are just the sort of amiable creature that would be happy anywhere and anyhow.
Oh dear, can it be as bad as that?
Certainly not. It is a romance, and I won't have it looked upon as anything else.
Thank you, Joanna. You'll try not to miss that whistle, Cody.
Not while I have your smile to make the music for me, Emma. You are all I need.
Yes, but I'm not so sure as I used to be that it's a great compliment.
Cody, behave.
It's Mrs. Dirth. Alone? Now, who would have expected it of her?
Oh, she's rather a dear. I do hope she's gotten off cheaply.
Pleased to see you, stranger.
I was afraid such an unceremonious entry might startle you.
Not a bit.
I usually enter a house by the front door.
I've heard that's the swagger way.
So stupid of me. I lost myself in the wood and...
Oh, of course you did, but never mind that. Do tell us your name.
Yes, your name.
Of course. I'm the Honourable Mrs. Finch-Fallow.
Of course, of course.
Who can he be?
I hope Mr. Finch-Fallow is very well. We don't know him personally, but may we have the pleasure of seeing him pop in presently?
No, I'm not sure where he is.
I wonder if the dear, clever police know.
No, they don't.
Oh, thank goodness.
So awkward. I gave my sandwiches to a poor girl and her father whom I met in the wood, and now... Isn't that a nuisance? I'm quite hungry myself. Oh, may I?
Oh, the poor thing.
Do you like the cake?
Delicious.
Finch-Fallow.
Dear Mrs. Finch-Fallow, we are so anxious to know whether you met a friend of ours in the wood, a Mr. Dirth. Perhaps you know him too.
Dirth? I don't know any Dirth.
Oh dear, what a wood.
He is quite a front door sort of man. Knocks and rings as cool as you like.
I meet so many, you see, and go out a great deal. I have visiting cards, printed ones.
Perhaps he has painted your portrait. He is an artist.
Very likely. I dare say that is the man I gave my sandwiches to.
But I thought you said he had a daughter.
Oh, such a pretty girl. I gave her half a crown.
A daughter? That can't be Dirth.
Don't be too sure. Is he a rather melancholy, gone-to-seed sort of man?
No, I thought him such a jolly attractive man.
Dirth? Jolly attractive? Oh, no. Did he say anything about his wife?
Yes, do try to remember if he mentioned her.
No, he didn't.
He was far from jolly in her time.
Perhaps that was the lady's fault.
Dirth singing. He seems quite gay.
Oh, you poor thing.
I'm sorry to bounce in on you in this way. I really have an excuse. I'm a painter of sorts, and I really...
Mr. Dirth, I am delighted to see you looking so well. Like a new man, isn't he?
I I'm certainly feeling very well, if you care to know. But did I tell you my name?
Oh, but we do have instincts in this house.
Oh. Well, it doesn't matter. Here's the situation. My daughter and I were just having a meet in the wood. A poor, wretched woman, famished for want of food. We were as happy as grigs ourselves, and the sight of her distress rather cut us up. Can you give us something for her? Why are you looking so startled? Oh, may I have this? Oh, I feel I can't be mistaken. It was you I met in the wood. Have you been playing some sort of trick on me? It was for her I wanted the food.
You going to take back the money you gave me?
And your dress. You were almost in rags when I saw you outside.
I don't understand.
For that matter, Dirth, I dare say you were different in the wood, too.
What? My clothes? What? Am I crazy?
Where am I? I seem to know you.
Yes, you do. Hold my hand, and you'll soon remember all about it.
I'm afraid, Mr. Dirth, it's harder for you than the rest of us.
We're awfully sorry. Don't you remember Midsummer Eve?
Midsummer Eve? Midsummer Eve? And this room? Yes, this room. You. Was it you? You were going up to look for something. The Tree of Knowledge, wasn't it? Somebody wanted me to go too. Who was it? A lady, I think. Why did she ask me to go? What was I doing here? Oh, I was smoking a cigar. I laid it down there. Oh. Who was that lady? Oh.
Something about a second chance.
Yes, you poor dear. You thought you could make so much of it.
A lady who didn't like me. And she had good reasons to, but what were they?
Lob! He did it! What did he do?
It's coming back. I'm not the man I thought myself.
I'm not Mrs. Finch-Fallow. Who am I?
You were that lady.
It's you. My husband.
Alice.
My dear, you're much better off so far as I can see than if you were Mrs. Finch-Fallow.
Yes. Yes, indeed, but he isn't.
Alice, I didn't know you when I was in the wood with Margaret. Margaret. Oh my God.
I should have liked to have been her mother, Will.
Bob, you old ruffian!
No. I'm rather fond of him. Our lonely, friendly little host. Bob, I thank thee for that hour. Alice.
If one could only change.
Who knows? Perhaps the brave ones can. You know, I feel sorry for her as well as for him.
She's really quite a good sort.
I dare say there's nothing the matter with her, except that she would always choose the wrong man. Good man or bad, but the wrong man for her. I think we had best all toddle off to bed, and hold on to bed.
And try a little reflection before we fall asleep.
Yes. It must be quite late.
That's my candle, Cody.
Breakfast is quite ready.
Breakfast!
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
I'm so hungry.
Now that you've got it.
My watch has stopped.
And mine.
Oh, just as well, perhaps.
You know, now that I think of it, I feel quite peckish.
Oh, there's a smell of coffee.
come along, Catie. I do hope you haven't been tiring your poor foot too much.
I shall give it a good rest tomorrow, dear.
I have given your egg 6 minutes, ma'am.
Thank you, matey. Come along, Catie.
Yes.
Mabel, shall we to breakfast?
Yes, dear. Lady Caroline, won't you join us?
Oh, a strange experience. Matey,
Yes, miss.
does it ever have any permanent effect, matey?
Not often, miss, but once in a while. If you want to know whether it will have any on you, we could show you if you liked.
Oh, catch me risking it. But I should like to know about the deaths. Breakfast!
Did you hear what the lady said, you mischievous, innocent old devil? You've diddled me again and again, but I think I've got you now. What? Where?
Oh, you're still here? Well, since I still have your attention, wouldn't you like to know what happened to the dust? Let me see if I can do something about that. Here comes Death in a tweed suit, carrying an easel and canvas, humming a tune and smoking a pipe happy again. He beckons, and Mrs. Death comes along, dressed rather like Margaret. They look happily at each other, kiss, and pass on. After a moment, Margaret, as she was in the wood, gaily dances after them. Yes, I think that ought to do nicely. And now, I think it's time for my nap.